Well, greetings and salutations, all you fine followers. How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Right on Cue Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Logan Chestnut, with the Small Batch Barbecue. Joining me tonight, a little bit later, it's going to be my buddy AJ with Suck It Norala Barbecue Team. And then, of course, I got the boys from Optimus, Swine, going to be on here in just a little bit, man. I am excited. So, man, it is officially the dead period for me for barbecue. It's the lovely summer where I get to spend all my days at the lake and not think about cooking barbecue. It's the last thing in the world I want to do and cook. That's why I'm not a professional world champions like these boys that we're having on tonight. But yeah, man, good times. I think so. I don't know what's going on pro side. I don't know for backyard, you got Ditto, Alabama. That's come up this weekend. Mr. AJ and Justin are going to take their talents down there and try to rally from the invitational. But no, man, it's going to be a good time. My Dallas Mavericks are in the finals. Finally, I'm cheering for a team that doesn't suck. And yeah, man, no, it's good times. Suck at Boston. If anybody from Massachusetts or a Celtics fan, y'all can just log on off because I'm gonna be talking a lot of hate for the next month. So no big deal. No big deal. My boy Luka Legend, the Slovenian Larry Bird, is gonna take it home and kick ass. But anywho, man, I appreciate all you guys joining me tonight. It's gonna be a good show. I'm going to try to shig as much possible off these two geniuses, culinary geniuses. But we got Bobby Gay and Michael Swine in. Here we go. I don't know, man. My nicknames are terrible. But anyways, let's bring on the guys. Like I said, I hate starting these things by myself because I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. They always sound so stupid when I talk by myself. So my apologies and thank you for staying with me. But anywho, let's bring on the boys they have the coolest name in barbecue because I myself am a nerd and I love Transformers. So without further ado, welcome the Wade brothers from Optimus Swine. What's up, big guys, man? I should have queued up. I should have had like the Transformer, like Autobot go, like logged in.
John will sing for you.
I know,
Transformers!
Rope cooks in disguise. Y'all need to work on theme music for you guys.
Facts.
Y'all are slacking. Your cooking skills.
I had AI write some lyrics for us. It was pretty good, but we're tweaking them.
You're tweaking them?
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
What's up? Is it still lagging?
Nah, you're looking good, man. You're looking sounding perfect. Anyways, we were just you left me hanging on that intro, so it sounds stupid. Thank you. I felt like Anne Frank if they're in the closet. But no, dude. So we were talking about. I said, man, they got the coolest name in barbecue. These boys right here. He's gonna bust out a theme song pretty soon, like 80s retro style.
There you
go. No, man.
One funny story about our name. We were in Welsh, West Virginia. And there was this guy walking. It was downtown in this city setting. You remember this?
Yeah.
And he was walking up and down the streets. He was hammered. And he walks up. He's shirtless. He's from West Virginia. He's going to town.
Well, we're also kind of just like in remorse. We're kind of sitting in our seats just after a not great awards ceremony. Just kind of like, what the hell? And his energy is not there. He
stops. He looks us dead in the eyes. He goes, "Nerds! You guys are nerds."
At first, we're like, "What?
Was he sloth?"
Excuse me, sir. And then we're like, "Oh yeah, Optimus Swine. Yes, we're nerds."
Kind of nerds.
It's got to go sloth, man. Did you get revenge on them?
No, we're nerds.
Just the original. You like the original?
I'm ogre.
Yeah.
Ogre.
Nerd.
Dude, him chugging that's what me in my college days. I was ogre in college, like just chugging that fruit punch. Like,
that's right.
What if cat was spelled D-O-G?
That's good stuff. It's good stuff for the podcast.
Oh
I know
my
that.
God. Think if like all of our favorite 80s movies were made today, we would have nothing. They would all be canceled, and all those classic moments would just go down the drain.
We'd probably be less twisted individuals too. So there's that.
We were watching a Will Ferrell movie, and it was from early 2000. I can't remember which one it was, in the competition trailer, and it was like, this wouldn't fly today. That was only 15 years ago.
No, man. It's I people find just like go other way to find ways to get offended now, but it like back. I love the good old 80s and 90s, and just slapstick humor, and just everybody could take a joke. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, moving on. So, Optimus Swine, you talked about kind of how you guys were, like I said, 80s nerds, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you were Power Ranger fans or Transformers.
Well, he was sort of Power Rangers era.
Jeez.
I was a little older, so I was more like Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Oh!
You like the muscled men and mankinis. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Like that 80s?
That's it.
Yeah, I liked them when they hid inside of robot costumes. That was my thing.
I like those. Yeah, that was nice. Or, but no, it was funny. Like I looked at talking about being offended. People look at Barbies and think that's how women are supposed to look. I'm like, have you seen 80s toys? Have you seen superhero toys? Like those guys have 12 packs. Like that's what y'all like. He's like He-Man, Thundar the Barbarian.
And I take offense to that, I'll be honest.
I'm offended. All right.
Those barbecue guys would get really offended about those bodies.
Hey, it's
right.
not,
That's
not
right.
a dad bod, it's a father figure. That is my my favorite thing now, man.
That's good.
But no, so all right, so Optimus Swine, so you guys started, how long y'all been cooking? How many years now?
2019 is when we started.
AJ, I love it when I meet and you keep talking to guys that start cooking the same amount of time I have that are doing so much better than me.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, so yeah, you and Bill, we all Purvis, we all started at the same time, all that same class, 2019. Woo woo.
Did we all just get put in the same class as Bill Purvis?
Yeah,
We should
Bill
roll back
Purvis,
that
man,
tape.
when we were interviewing him, he's like 2019. I started cooking in 2019, 2018. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I just felt so inadequate. But you guys are killing it though. But you saw, all right. So y'all, let's break down the timeline. You start off backyard boys like me and AJ here.
No,
right?
Actually, it went a little different.
All right, so please enlighten me.
So we, Jason, you go ahead and tell them.
Well, we started in the pros. We started in, and we are both professional cooks.
Yes, you are.
We're restaurant owners. And so we thought we were going to come out and kick everybody's ass right from the get-go. That did not happen at all. And so we dropped back the next year towards the tail end of 2020 into backyard, and we struggled at first in the backyard, but then we had a really good run. How many did we do?
Well, it was like our last possible contest we had available to qualify for the invitational. We had to just get a first place, and it was in Galax, Smoke on the Mountain. We got our GC, our first place rib, and I believe it was the first place chicken too. It was like a sweep. And then after that, we couldn't look back. We had a little program.
We cried.
We did. We hugged.
Happy tears.
We hugged.
Happy tears.
We have a song that was on the radio that we listen to every day. It's still no. But yeah, I think we went 5 GCs and two or three RGCs after that in the last backyard in the last 10 contests that we did in backyard. And then we decided, well, that was good. And we would be at awards and the backyard teams would be like, or the pro teams would be like, you need to go pro. So we were like, well, that's an invitation. And we went pro in 2021.
Yeah.
So this is our third year.
Third year pro. and like, been cooking for what, five years now, technically.
Being
And
Yeah,
y'all are killing it right now. I think you're 7th in standings, if I do believe.
I
think
can't look. We keep going. We keep sliding back, and I'm like,
yeah.
don't watch.
We've had to take a couple weeks off, so it's like, don't look. You know.
So,
Just-
how does it go in the pros? Is it still like is it your best 5 overall?
10.
10.
So it's your
Best
best 10 scores. And so
And then you get max
obviously-
bonus points for over a certain amount of teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got you.
Which confuses me a little. John was correcting me the other day. It's a maximum of
35.
Oh yeah.
Maximum of 35, and then up until that point, you get a point for every team that's at the contest. So that's why in pro, you get larger, you get more contests depending on where you live. If you're not in Alabama, you get, and you're out where we are, you get a ton of pro contests, and it's hard to get a backyard contest. So when we were doing those backyard contests, it was like, man, we got to drive, we got to travel. And then it got to the point where like, well, if we went pro, we could kind of drive up the street.
Yeah.
That helped make the decision for us too,
Yeah. Mitch Bedwell, Jason and John are my Virginia brothers from another mother. Hooked on
Yeah.
Hooked on
Yeah,
phonics
it's true.
work for me.
It's true. Look at his picture. That's just like what we look like.
Oh,
Like,
dude. Mitch is a great dude. Now,
Mitchell
Travis
is the
Murphy.
best, man.
Travis Murphy also gave you boys a shout out, man. He said one of the greatest in the business and the sports. Travis is a good dude.
That's a sweet dude, man. We love Travis too.
Yeah.
Golden Blue, man. He's a nice guy.
For sure, man.
Absolutely. AJ, that's kind of like the opposite of, or that's similar to what you do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, you're an Alabama team, and we had this discussion before. In Alabama, it's the home of backyard. There's 20-1 backyard to pro comps. Is there a pro comp in Alabama? There's 2.
3, I believe.
3. Well, Pussyq.
Yeah.
So
Pussyq, smoke on the fall, and Madison Rail Yard.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, I mean, that's for him, it's so much easier to stay, backyard. I'm in Tennessee, as you boys know, and I'm kind of in the middle. Honestly, I can do, there's actually probably pros are closer to me than backyard, but I just love, I mean, we had this discussion when we talked in the Invitational, how, people are always like, if you have any little bit of success in backyard, they're like, hey, jump pro. And it's like we talked about how you guys pretty much just, had your little posse, your little clique you guys had that were dominating the backyard. You're like, all right, we're all jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It also is, it's fun, right? You go out to do barbecue, you want to hang out with this guy, that guy, whatever. And if somebody moves up, you might not see them.
Mm-hmm.
You might be and that went on for a little while, and eventually we all just were like, hell, we got to hang out,
Well, the best part is we've had a bunch of teams move up, and they are all doing well. And there's a couple teams that moved up and haven't been cooking that much. Jamie Trader, you know who you are. And Steve Dotson, you know who you are.
Yeah, you guys know who you are.
If they were cooking, they'd be kicking people's butts. And so it's been the whole backyard versus pro. The hands down, the cooks are all great cooks. The only difference is the money on the line. And in the pros, we're doing 4 meets, which to us, the best part about it is that gives us 2 more opportunities to hear our name called.
Amen.
And I mean, I think when you give a backyard guy a brisket, you give a backyard guy, a 22 and tell him to go out there and bring home an 8-point buck. You know what I'm saying? And they will do it because they have learned the ropes. They've got an idea of tenderness. They've got how to finish, And so we regularly will be at a contest where we're, 23rd team. And they need 25, and we say, is there any backyard teams that are willing to jump up? And every time these backyard teams, they get calls and brisket calls. And they get calls and pork, obviously, and they always get calls and chicken and ribs. And so it's kind of cool. I just wish it was a little bit less of a, 1 tier, 2 tier. I wish there was a place in there where we could all kind of mingle. like
Yeah,
the 3 meat
absolutely.
they've toyed with.
Yeah, I mean that's what we talked about with instead of doing backyard and pro, do 2 meat. You have 2 meat comps and then 4 meat comps. I mean we're all the same. Anybody can cook 2 meats or anybody can cook 4 meats, because I think some pros that obviously hadn't had the success and luck you guys have, hearing your name called. I mean it gets old. I'm sure for a lot of these guys, going grinding. I have a lot of respect for these guys that go grind it like day in and day out on the pro circuit, and like you'll hear your name called once, the season.
Yeah, but
And
not everybody's out there chasing points. Like I said earlier, some of these guys are out there and they want to hang out with their good friends that they only see at these locations.
Sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that's why if you do like 2 meet pros and 4 meet pros, I think it'd be great because everybody can intermingle, and it takes, if somebody's don't want to spend the money this week or doesn't have the cash to drop $1,000, because I mean let's be honest, that's essentially what it's a starter price point. Every pro comp, it's $1,000. By the time you factor everything in, moving on. Like if you say, all right, I'll have the $1,000 this week, but I still want to chase some points, I do the chicken and rib comp.
Exactly.
Well, they've toyed with a competitor series, and we talked. Travis was on there earlier, and he's with us tonight. He's doing 3 meat contests. If there's a 3 meat contest, he's going to be there. And I think that if they could figure out a way to make it so that there's a points chase for that, then you got backyards, 2 meat. Call it whatever you want. But you got to qualify. If you out-qualify that, you can't do it. If you've gone Masters and you've gotten an RGC, GC, whatever, you can't go back and compete in 2 meet. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the way that this thing evolves.
I know. I just like, first off, I got to give a shout out. We got a world champion in the house, man, Mr. Aaron Leslie. And also, the great folks over there at Mr. Brisket want to give you boys a shout out for using their great briskets.
That's right.
Man, can we talk about that?
Oh, we can talk about anything, man. This is a great show, open show.
Okay, so we've been getting trimmed briskets from Aaron, and I don't know if you know this, but Jason and I we cut meat for a living. We have a butcher shop, and we can get briskets, but what he's doing is making it so affordable and achievable, and it's been nice for us to kind of take a step back during the week, not having to source things and trim things. So anyway, I just want to give Aaron a shout out because I know he's trimming those briskets, and yeah, man, that's a killer option.
We are big fans of Mr. Brisket here, right on cue, man. He was actually our first guest, AJ. Second guest. He was our second guest.
Yeah.
On the
Thigh
show.
master.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thigh master.
The Thigh Master. Yeah,
Master,
we had matching shirts, remember? And he hooked us up with the Thigh Master shirt, man. Those things are sick.
Thigh life.
Thigh Life. Yeah. No, man, so
but he should get a Thigh Master's shirt for sure.
Let me see.
with the thighs. Come on.
That would be awesome.
Jedi Thigh Master.
I feel like some Tina Fey just like work it, baby, work it. Have a pig like the Thigh Master between the legs. I'll buy that shirt. I will totally buy that shirt. No, man. Moving back onto barbecue. I know AJ, you were talking about what they're cooking.
Yeah. So man, just from backyard to going to pro, can y'all give a quick rundown what y'all started with into what y'all cooking on now for as equipment?
Yeah, it was. We started out cooking with cans because that's how we were in backyard. We were cooking on cans, and then when we went to Masters, we didn't think that he was going to be able to make it to every contest because we run the restaurant. So we brought in a Myron Mix and Bark 36, and the 3600, and then one can. And so we were kind of doing this hybrid thing where we would start everything on the can, go into wrap, go into the Myron mixing. And that was kind of
It worked.
It was kind of a key to success. We achieved 5 RGCs on it and 2 GCs doing that
right away. As soon as he brought the Myron mixing out, it was awesome because he could focus on the meats that were in the drum, and the stuff that was in the mixing was taking care of itself, because most of the time everything was already in rack when it went into the mixing.
Yeah.
So it worked great.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a consistent RGC against guys that were, on a stick burner or using a full-on charcoal cook. So we called Jay Craig with Outlaw because of a reference through Luke Darnell. I called Luke and I said, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're peaked out. And he said, you got to get a stick burner. And I said, I don't know who to call, and I got to do it now. And he said, hold on. And he called Jay, and he called me back and said, you need to call this dude because he's got one that he's going to pull off a trailer and put onto a van and send to you in a week. So the following week, we were in Jackson, New Jersey, cooking on Jay's 2660, and we sold our Myron mixin to the Fat Is Where It's At. And every time they go out,
they kill it.
They win with that damn cooker, man. Yep. Every damn time. And I think they've cooked like 4 times, and they've gotten either RGC or GC.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Good luck, Sean.
Yeah, so whatever it's worth, I mean, it all works,
All right, so let's talk about that since you guys are on both sides of the fence here. So you start off doing essentially what I do is just hybrid cooking. You start your proteins off on a can, then transfer them over to the pellet cooker, which I use a Lone Star pellet cooker, a little bit different than Myron mixing. But
Lone Star is great. Lone Star equipment is really solid.
Big
I
fanboy.
couldn't recommend it. We actually bought all their their grill accessories for our offsets because it's all really solid stuff.
Oh man, he makes an amazing grill. All right, going off the taste quality of which, I mean, the Myron Mixon's a high end pellet cooker. I mean, definitely, great, puts off good smoke and good space, but the flavor between the two, how you compare? Where do you stand on the pellet grill versus stick burner debate? Because that's not. I mean, that you might as well be Republican and Democrat when it comes to barbecue.
Yeah. I mean, what do we want? You want to watch us do the Three Stooges routine?
We are morons, tried and true. We will do our check for you. No.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me personally, it's whatever I'm trying to do.
Is it protein based? Like certain things are better on certain things? Is that your opinion?
Oh yeah.
So break it down.
So Dave Dick will go out there and beat us with all Rectech pellet cookers. Nice at the Whistle Pig out.
Carrie
there goes Carrie. Carrie will go out there and uses a couple Rectech. We use a Rectech. Shoot yeah. So there is no doubt about it. They all work for whatever you're trying to achieve. I mean, we start our brisket on a microwave shelf in the Outlaw, and we finish the cook with the chicken on the bullseye.
I got you.
What we need.
I got you.
For chicken.
Go ahead. Yeah, chicken. I think we all agree cans, right?
Yeah. So chicken, are y'all cooking it? Y'all cooking it? I'm on the bullseye.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, remind me. I want to talk about y'all's bullseye because you and Ham Squad have the badass bullseye I've ever seen. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, so I mean, I think we can all agree the cheat code on chicken is direct fire, like grilling them. You pretty much got to grill / smoke, right? Can cooking and direct tech. That's essentially what you do.
Yeah. I've actually had to cook on the microwave shelf. We had a contest where there was Luke Darnell. There was the contest where we had to cook chicken up on the microwave shelf of our Outlaw because we had turkey or something like that going on the bullseye, and it worked. We got a first place call with that, So it was a lot of shuffling around. We pull a chicken piece here, move it to the outside, kind of like that. But it's just when you're cooking, you got to cook, and whatever kind of cooker you have is what you're going to do. So sometimes those Rectex and those the pellet cookers, you can kind of stray away and you can take a little bit of the pressure off. But they don't. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be a badass cooker.
Right. So personally, I think for big proteins, you can't be like, all right, I'll break it down for me personally. This is why I have seen can, and for chicken, you got to go can or bullseye. For ribs, I love a pellet rib. I think a pellet rib puts out it sets the rub better than anything. But also, offset puts off really good ribs as well. And for pulled pork, pulled pork, no one pulls pork. Whatever. For money muscles, you got to go. Offset, I think actually is superior to my pellet. It's hard for me to say. And then brisket, can or offset. I think that's where I think it will separate. Like I would struggle if I went when I go pro is the pellet, because my Lone Star puts out fantastic smoke, and it's probably as close as you can get to an offset with a pellet grill, in my opinion. But the brisket, it really takes a lot of flavor from either can cooking or the offset, right?
So I'll say, Luke just said how many contests has Jason won? So Jason hasn't won any, but he has only cooked one, and he got a second place at it. And he did the whole contest with our bullseye because we needed 25 teams to make it a qualifier. And that particular occasion, that bullseye worked for like 16 freaking hours, man. That thing didn't turn off. We did brisket, pork. He did everything on that motherfucker. And then he did wings, which were killer. But either way, Jason is a stud, and he did that whole cook on a bullseye.
Yeah.
So it can be done. Like can be done. They all have their ability. You just have to cook on it.
Yeah.
I got you. So what do you guys think is your favorite protein? Like, y'all are strong in all of them, obviously, because you're killing it on the circuit this year. But like, what do you think is your strongest protein that you had to work on when you made the jump from backyard to pro? Like, what do you think separates backyard to pro cooks? Me and AJ had this conversation earlier today.
Or it's like, it's finishing different. Are y'all doing anything from y'all done when y'all was in drawer versus turning in your boxes and whatnot?
The finishing process is much more intense in order to separate yourself from the other competitors. And so I think, Logan, you said that that Tim Shearer can win a contest on the finishing table, showing up with somebody else's food. So the finishing is for us the main thing that we've had to really focus on. And it for us as chefs, restaurant chefs, this food is so salty and so rich and so offensive, overpowering, because you're trying to compete with the guy or lady next to you. So the finishing has been the biggest jump.
But our favorite protein, we spend $200 if we don't have Aaron trim it for us. We spend about $200 on a brisket. I think we care the most about it, and I think that we finish it. We really do. It's the end. It's your closer. Your contest is done with your brisket, and I think it starts with your brisket, and it's just your whole cook is kind of dedicated
based
to
around getting the brisket right.
And I think that's our favorite because it's our opener and our closer, but Jason, I mean, we get slutty when it's time to eat chicken. We're like, oh God, I'll have what she's having. I'll have what she's having. Yeah. But and then I mean, damn, dude, ribs are a chase. They are a real battle. They're a real deal battle. And then pork is it's your deciding factor. I mean, whatever happened between the time you took it off and it went in your hot box and the time you cut it, I mean, that's your deciding factor all day. So I don't know. I gotta say,
So brisket is your favorite, but what is your best scoring protein?
Pork.
Just
Pork.
Yeah.
And it's, there's so many teams out there doing really well with just money muscle, and something about our pride,
our ego,
our process. We just can't get away from the other things we've been putting in the box for this long. Our program is based on it. Classes we've taken have been that helped us tremendously. Have been based around dressing the pork in different manners, and so for us, pork is where we're strong.
I got you. So you brought up classes. That's another great thing I love talking to everybody about, because I mean, I know personally, like the classes I took, taken over the off season this year has elevated my game to definitely another level or two than what it was the year before. What do you think that classes has kind of evened the playing field when it comes to knowledge, barbecue knowledge? I mean, you had the barbecue league, and that's going to give you a basic. I mean, let's just be honest. The barbecue league, the knowledge you get on there is the basics. It's the fundamentals. I feel like that people are running, and it's a good foundation to start your barbecue journey on. But to get to the level that you guys are on, because I mean, you're in the elite level. I mean, you are, man. I'm going to give you guys your roses, man. You are the elite level. Anytime you see your name in the top 10 of pro, that's no joke. Even for a week, I mean, that's no joke. So I got to give you guys your roses. But so the classes that you guys have taken, what classes? Is there a specific class you guys taken that's elevated your game tremendously, and what is it you think that you take out of classes? Is it recipes, or is it more techniques that you take out of these classes that have elevated your game?
I think the number one thing that elevated our game was the mentality that you learn in classes.
And shout out to Luke Darnell again. Luke Darnell has taught the whole East Coast how to compete in barbecue. Every one of us can cook. Even the backyarders who have come in for their first competition ever, they can cook. They wouldn't be there if they couldn't cook. But can you compete? And Luke Darnell's class really changed our game. And so from there, John's taken it twice. That's how
I did Luke's class once without Jason, and I said, "We're going. You're doing this class with me." Because it gets your head into the game. Where we would finish we would finish a category, and then we'd be like, "Oh, how was the category? How was the chicken? Did you love the chicken? Wasn't it great? Let's talk about it." Luke's like, "All right, chicken's over. Let's go on with pork." And that was something we didn't have going on. And that was something we needed to learn to go from backyard to pro. Then from there, we've taken 1 to 2 classes a year, period.
Yeah, you got to every year. Even if you know the recipes from the class that you're going to go take, you're going to take some little pearl out of that class that you wouldn't have had you not had that personal experience. Like the Barbecue Academy is awesome. It's amazing how you all of a sudden, but go out and get one-on-one with some of these pit masters in their class. Number one, they need your support so that they can continue to compete and put their knowledge out there. But number two, when you can say, okay, that class was great, but I had this one question. Can you answer me why this? So if you're not doing classes, you are going to be left behind.
Because the scores show it.
If people
if
score,
you're not
you go
getting
take their class.
176 or higher, you're not hearing your name called in pro circuit.
Right.
And hell, and hell, in backyard, if you're not giving a 173 now or higher, you're not getting you're not scratching top 10, don't you think, AJ?
Oh yeah, I think with our group, man, chicken. I think I stepped up the chicken game this year. I mean, chicken is now. I mean, everybody stepped up, sure, compared to last year.
Yeah, I think you were kind of asking, like, has it kind of like leveled the playing field? You know, and I think that if we're not careful, like, that's what's happened. You know what I mean? Like, judges are getting the same food. We're all getting the same info. We're all taking the same classes, you know what I mean? And I don't think that we're all taking the same classes. We're all cooking the same thing. But eventually it will kind of spiral into that.
But it's like NASCAR. You know, the difference between 4th and 50th place is less.
Look at Lebanon.
Less than 30 seconds.
No, so, yeah, I was just gonna bring that up, man. The damn invitational. I mean, shit. What if you got over a 700?
You're in the top
15?
20.
Yeah, top 15. I mean, that's bull crap. You know what I mean? Like, and majority, wouldn't you say like 90% of the contests in the country, if you get over 700, you're in a hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a hunt for GC RGC.
That's
right?
It. That's it.
But
That's the goal. Get a 700.
Yeah, 700. I mean, 700. I feel like it's the goal for pro. Like, if you get over 700, like, it's up in the God's hands at this point. It's the barbecue gods, and just cross your fingers and toes and just hope you hear your name called. But like now it's like it's just like it goes crazy, like, especially for like the things like the Royal. Like, I feel like the Royal, it's an amazing, you know, it's an amazing contest. Obviously, it's huge. The best of the best are there. But I mean, if you don't cook damn near perfect, good luck.
Well,
you better be cooking like 3 180s.
It's in the hands of the barbecue gods when it comes to those contests. When you got 400 to 200 teams, you don't know what table you're landing on. You could have the best damn food out there that day. You could land on Carrot Top's table.
Right.
You know? Look, Tom, no hands.
I made the time.
Yeah, I mean, just we haven't been to the Royal, and I can't sit here and say like we know what that's about, but you know, we've been to the Invitational, we've been to the Jack, we've been in some big contests where we know where if you've been there and you've been doing this for a while, like us 5-year guys, man, Bill Purvis does pretty damn good, but Jason and I struggle at the big leagues.
Yeah, at the
majors.
At the majors, right? And at the World Invitational, who did you hear in the top 10 on day one? Good old teams that have been there and done that, because it's not their first rodeo. You know, they know how to get in there and not let it affect their cook and just go to work.
You know who impresses the hell out of me in barbecue, and I'm starting to follow him a little more seriously now, is Drew Davis. Freaking razor, like, holy shit, like that Mr. show up with one can and GC it.
Yeah, that blows people's minds.
It blows my mind. I mean, talking about like timeline efficiency.
Yeah.
Like he's a nice guy too.
His family is super sweet.
His daughter is so cute running up to the stage. I'm like, all right, we can leave now. We've seen that.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, and it's hard not to cheer for the guy. He's such a nice guy, and I mean, and his products he makes, because I mean, he has his own rubs that he uses, and they're fantastic products. I don't know if you guys have ever tried his stuff, but
no, man. I mean, we're out here on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like that we're starting a venture over there. We went to Mississippi a couple weeks ago, and started just getting into it. You know, we've been in the Mid-Atlantic.
I need you boys to. You guys have a place to park your trailer when you go to the South, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I am Nashville located, so I mean that's central to everything in the South. You can just drop your trailer at my house, leave your timelines on your walls and recipes, and I'll.
Is that what the rent is there in Nashville?
That's the rent. That is my
soul.
Rent. That is my rent. That is my rent. But no, man, it's just a different league. Like there's a reason why you hear the same names over and over again at the elite levels. It's just these guys they don't mess up. It's like, is Brad Leininger's ribs that much better than your guys? No, absolutely not. Like I've had your meat. I literally walked over to you guys during turn-ins for a specific reason because I wanted to try y'all's brisket. But no, but it's just
They didn't like it.
You mean the 53rd brisket or whatever it was? That was good brisket.
hey, you know what? It was rigged. It's like me and AJ talked about it, man. Barbecue is what? It's 70% luck, 30% skill.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
AJ, I got to give, I've talked a lot of shit for Norella, but AJ is one of the best rib cooks I've ever seen as far as consistency with tenderness. Because, I mean, let's be honest, all of our flavors are top notch. I mean, there's none of us here make a bad rib. But with consistency, I mean, AJ's one of the top. And, I mean, he had a terrible rib day. You know what? I offended them. They're like, screw you. It sucks. And I am not. I'm not going to take that noise. No, I'm not. You know what? Calm down, gentlemen. Calm down. Y'all offended you.
It was like,
Not having that. I don't know what just happened, dude. I don't know what just happened.
oh,
Good recovery.
yeah, that's good.
AJ, I think it's because you're black, but I think they went to racial.
No, I think we were talking about the good ribs.
Oh man, wow.
I'm messing with you. I kid. No, but like I said, I mean, AJ got hammered. The Invitational. I mean, it that blew my mind. And I am the world's worst rib cook. I am hot garbage. And when they said my name, I was like, "You sure you didn't mean to say Norella? Because that's not where my name deserves to be on there."
It's all
AJ,
good.
you really inspired one of our friends, JP, from
Bourbon Blues
Barbecue, and he had so much fun down there competing with y'all, and the level of friendship, it inspired his whole life for him to change. So I just want to give you a shout out to say, thanks for being out there and changing, bringing people into the circle.
Appreciate it, bro. Man, that's awesome. We met him 2 years ago, and man, we just kicked it off. Man, he was great, and just glad he got into it, man. And he's killing it right now.
Yeah,
Good.
we're glad he's in. Man, he brings a good spirit. Yeah. He brings good energy to the event, and then it's over, and you can watch social media explode because he just really puts it in. He cares.
He does. Yes, he is fantastic. Like, I'm taking notes on him for social media because I am terrible at this. Besides this, where I give all my sponsors shout outs, Spring Mountain Farms, good charcoal. Hey, what's up? Broski Dog Squad. No, I am terrible about media and like posting and stuff like that. I try to be better, and I discovered cap cuts, so I'm gonna start doing a little better. But he is fantastic on that aspect of it.
Yeah, he does great.
Him and Colleen A+.
Colleen, I think she's probably doing all the back work.
She's the brains and the beauty behind the team.
He
we
just
all
goes
know.
out there and shouts barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah, he does that, and then she does everything else.
Exactly.
You know what? I mean, he's got a damn call time. I mean, you say barbecue. I mean, everybody knows who you're talking about. You know what I mean? So I mean, that right there is worth it, in itself. But let's talk about that. So you guys are restaurant owners, and I really want to talk about that as well. There's so many stuff I want to talk about you guys. I love you guys, but the social media aspect of barbecue now, it's an integral part when it comes to sponsorships and getting your name recognition and stuff like that. No, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's challenging. Learn as you go, especially for older folks that aren't great with social media.
Yeah, so basically, I ran a band before we got into the restaurant industry. And I mean, I was there from the roots of social media. And so I understood
MySpace.
Yeah, I could decode, I could create MySpace pages and put our music up on there and do all sorts of stuff that wasn't just in the code. But then, Facebook came out, and I realized how user-friendly it was. And then you could pass that on to other people, and it wasn't just always one person's job. So, from the band days, to the restaurant days, it's kind of made it easier for us to go out and acquire a sponsor, but it's 100% your job. Jealous Devil. But yeah, you know, Heath Riles,
Good job.
we tried really hard to find our way to get into Heath Riles, and we had to talk to people, and we had to produce results.
Borrow, please.
And we got there, you know what I'm saying? But then when you're there, that's when the job starts, you know, and we're regularly making posts, and it might just be ridiculous to our friends and our family. That's like, oh my God, another, you know, are you really lighting Jealous Devil on fire again? And it's like, yeah,
Every day.
I light Jealous Devil on fire every day, and I'm going to videotape it and show you. And I'm going to use Heath Riles products and Springer Mountain Farms chicken.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely Two Drummer Smoke. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second, because I am excited to hear more about that. But no, like you're talking about, was people always, I mean, that's got to be one of the other major topics people talk about in barbecue, is like how to get sponsors. You know, how do people sponsor me? I mean, for me personally, it's like you got to get your name out there. You got to have a little brand recognition. And then B, you got to win a little something. I mean, you got to be like, all right, that people want to be associated with winners. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you just have a really good look, and you really care. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to just be a winner in the top 10 results. You have to be a winner visually. You know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You just have to carry yourself like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, AJ, you know people who I'm talking about. Like, there's people that don't win near as much as hardly, you know, a lot of people we know, and they have the most sponsors of everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
Just because their social media game.
They have charisma, probably.
That's right,
Yeah.
right. The social media presence, man, is everything.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
That's right.
Man, speaking of, you know, winning and everything like that, and can you tell us about y'all first time at the, you know, that experience?
Which experience? The one where we got our first GC at where we went?
Jack Daniels invitation.
So we went to the Jack, and it was like we really sucked at KCBS at the Jack, if that's what it felt like. But we did really good in the ancillaries. Again, I'll point to the whole
chef. I mean, you're chefs.
Yeah, I mean, we did the sauce first, and we literally just were like, we still don't know which sauce we used. It was either chicken sauce. No, it was our chicken sauce.
Was it? I don't believe you. What sauce was it that you used?
Chicken sauce.
Rib sauce.
Oh man!
And then we put Jack Daniels in
rib sauce.
And then you turn the Jack Daniels and the sauce on the heat, and you heat it up. Boom!
Turn it in.
And then Jason makes the world famous Death by Chocolate cake, and he turned that in, and it was good enough for a 180 at 7th place.
Should have done better.
Yeah.
After that, it was a lot of this. Bill Purvis, Uncle Pigs.
Yeah. No, it's funny. So I was down there hanging out with Chris Schaefer the year he won it down there at the Jack, and I wasn't helping him or anything, but I was visiting him, and like I was sitting here watching like the dessert trays like walk by. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? It was like damn near like gourmet bakeries walking across. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, it when I go to the Jack, it's happening. I am going to hire the Publix girl from behind the counter at the bakery, and she is going to be my dessert lady.
Well,
any particular reason why, Logan?
I mean, she makes good. She has the meats. Her name is Arby's. No, I am.
Roast beef. We got the meats.
We got the meats. No, but seriously, I the dessert game, like I gotta step my shit up. It's like it's ridiculous. I don't make a good enough cheesecake. Cheesecake. No, you know what? Screw this. I am starting a tres leches revolution. because tres leches is the best dessert on this planet, and
It
I will
is
debate.
It
Oh
is
my
delicious.
god! If you haven't had one, just walk away, because I mean it's just like discovering yourself for the first time when you're 13 in a shower. You know what I mean?
Dude, what the? That's more.
Just kids.
Early bloomer, apparently.
That might make for an interesting presentation at the Jack too. You know,
The right shrubbery.
No, I'm always good for one of those comments. I said something last. I said something last podcast. I'm by myself. Y'all let me by myself, AJ. I blame you. And my buddy
Unattended.
my buddy Hunt's wife is like, Logan, I got the kid. I listened to you in the car with the kids. I just picked them up from the practice. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was wild too.
No, all right. So let's talk about your first GC. So your first GC in backyard versus your first GC in pro. Explain, which one do you get more excited for? I think you probably got more excited for the backyard because it's probably your first one.
That was Smoke on the Mountain. It's an MBN and KCBS contest. They give out fiddles. They give out mandolins.
Nice.
They give out all sorts of really nice trophies, and that was probably the Golden Arches, going over into the next level moment. But we were together there. Our first GC in pro.
I wouldn't.
That's fascinating.
Getting lucky.
You got lucky. First GC in pro. Where's your first GC in pro? You froze up there like ice pops.
We were in New Holland, Pennsylvania.
New Holland. So how far do you guys travel? Like, y'all are well-traveled fellows, huh?
Yep. We'll go wherever the money's at.
More than our wives would like, or our employees.
No. Did y'all ever so when you are picking your contest, are you picking cool locations? Are you trying to be strategic for the Jack? Or like what's your mindset when you try to pick your schedules?
All the above.
Yeah. I mean, one of our favorite contests.
Yeah, I love that contest too. That is an excellent one. AJ, you can't leave me, buddy. I mean, you're gonna leave me stranded here. Anyways, and so it's AJ's on mute. It's just me.
I'm bad.
I mean, this is amateur hour. I mean, we got world champions watching us, and we
world champions.
This is amateur hour. We got Luke Darnell. I mean, and then we got we got half the Barbecue Champs Academy watching us tonight. So we got and Kerry Chastain. I mean, studs, just studs.
Chicken King, Chicken Man. Chicken.
That dude is insane. He has the prettiest leg box I've ever seen in my life.
Man, they leg wing box is killer.
If you'd have done like he did, we would have done better at the Open, AJ.
Hey, I can't help that those won't dry and tough ribs.
All right. Anyways, no.
Look. Can't help it. They won't dry and tough ribs.
Anyways, no, dude, y'all need to quit leaving us. All right, we're not.
Sorry, man. We're out in the country, brother. We don't have a lot of that bandwidth.
All right. Anyway, so all right, let's move on because I want to talk about your restaurant. So you guys are multifaceted. I mean, you're restaurant owners, you are championship barbecue cookers, and then you are also you own a butcher shop. I mean, you got the full spectrum. So tell me about your breakdown. I am truly intrigued.
Well, we started our restaurant in 2013. That was our first foray into barbecue. It was we found a restaurant that a buddy owned the facility, and the restaurant that was the tenant there went out of business, and so we were able to come in and get a restaurant, and lo and behold, there was a Southern Pride smoker in the back, and so we decided, I guess it's barbecue for us. So in 2013, we went into the barbecue business, and before that we had been working white tablecloth restaurants and bar and grill and diners and working at other people's restaurants. So we finally went into business in 2013 and, fell in love with barbecue.
We opened up this bad boy right here.
Look at that, man. That is
Nice.
That is nice.
Like
I love that bar. That bar is sick.
We got drum lights. Check it out. I'm giving you a freaking cribs tour, dude.
Drum MTV. Oh, look at the lights, man. That's sick. They got snare drums for the people on the podcast who are listening to this, not watching.
Man.
They have snare drums as their lights.
Just give you a brief little tour because you can't be here. Sorry.
That's
I will be there.
awesome, man. I like that.
I'm coming to your. I'm coming to your.
Yeah,
spot.
you guys come to Revolutionary Barbecue. It's going to be the last weekend of April.
Yep.
You come to Revolutionary Barbecue, and we're only 15 minutes from there. And I think if we line everything up right, we're going to have a social here next year. So
Awesome.
So you're saying we got a free sampler platter? Me and AJ, we got.
You're going to eat really good, but you're still going to have to pay to drink.
At least.
There you go.
I'll pay the booze.
I'll pay
the booze. You got a free sampler platters? That's all I care about.
Sampler platters on the house.
That's right. I like that.
Absolutely, man. So that's awesome. So all right. So you said you both have a restaurant background. I'm just picturing from you like sexy fellows. Like you ever watch that TV show, The Bear? I mean, that's you guys.
Yeah. When I want to cry.
Y'all with the bears. Just a bunch of bears.
Yeah, when I'm really, really sad and I need to get the tears out, I put the bear on, and then they fall out.
So good. Sorry. So tell me how you started to where you are now. Like, did you start in barbecue, or did you start more formal, or Wendy's, McDonald's?
We started in our dad's business. It was a movie theater where you could go and get pizza and chicken tenders and burgers and whatnot delivered to your table.
Smoke cigarettes and drink pitchers of Mad Dog.
As they should do. Movie tavern.
Red Wolf.
Anyway, so we started there and then worked in other restaurants, most notably
Red Lobster. I bet they worked at Red Lobster, and that's why Red Lobster is failing.
Dude.
No Red Lobster.
No way, bro.
But we did some fine dining, and then we worked at a bar and grill for a while before we worked here. And John, so I would go and work full time in the restaurant, and John would come and work on his days off from being in the music industry. So he would be traveling 4 or 5 nights a week, and on the 2 days off, he'd come and work as a bartender or work on the line.
I fucking wash dishes, bro. I'll do whatever. I'm a beast.
Mr. Clean.
I'll clean your toilets.
Yeah, you will. Anyways, I didn't like what they were talking about. Anyways, but like he was a drummer, and the quickest way to get the drummer out the band.
How's that?
When they recommend a song, when they're like, "Hey, I have a great song." Nope. That's just what happens, man. You kick him out the band, man.
Out of here.
You kick him out the band. No, man. So based off what they're talking about, like jumping from backyard to pro, I mean, I feel like like they said, if we had our community that if all of our groups like, hey, I'm going pro, I guess for Alabama that'll be a little more difficult. What do you think?
I think the traveling is on stopping a lot of people in Alabama from going pro. I mean, it's just too much distance between each content. I mean, if you want to cook 15 to 20 content, travel a lot in Alabama. It's just gonna be too much.
Look, Uncle Dubby said, y'all said Red Lobster and they unplugged the router.
Uncle Dubby!
They said no endless shrimp. No endless shrimp.
No endless shrimp.
Dude, that makes my heart hurt. I remember like when I was dating in high school, like if I took a girl to Red Lobster, like that meant something. That was a down payment.
So fancy.
Nah.
Never been.
No, man.
You lie.
I have been.
Never been.
I haven't. I've heard
you never experienced cheddar biscuits.
I've heard the biscuits are the bomb, but I would go to Golden Corral if I had to go that level.
Oh,
Get biscuits. I'm
Get the
telling
yeast
you.
rolls.
Nah,
yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Lobster biscuits.
You take a
Biscuits
girl to
over
Red
yeast
Lobster
rolls.
versus taking a girl to Golden Corral. I mean, yeah, the yeast rolls are going to be least of your worries.
Oh, yeah.
You might get a. Never mind.
Something about Trace Lake.
Hey.
Hey, no, all right. So let's break it down. We are getting towards the end. Shit. What is one of y'all's favorite failure stories that turned out to be a success in
See
barbecue?
you guys later.
Well, most recently we were about to kill each other in the competition trailer.
Okay, I'm back
at the World Invitational and got a 180 in pork. That was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, let's talk
There
about
was
that one.
literally almost death on the line.
Yeah.
Let's give more of a play-by-play versus a synopsis on that
I
one.
don't even know how. It was one of those brother moments where you're just like, all of a sudden you're like, man, fuck you. You know, like it was just quick. Like it happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It really did. It was just like really weird. I guess we
So-
were tired.
Were y'all happy with your turn-ins at the Invitational? Is that what you're saying, or?
The meat was better than us. That's for sure.
Yeah, we were riding on the coattail, the roast beef tails.
All right,
As far
RV.
as other disasters that have turned out well, when I say we, I set a pig on fire at the Revolutionary Barbecue Brawl this past year, and I was signaling the crew on the International Space Station from this field.
We were at Jamestown, and he was putting up a signal fire that hasn't been put up since the British invaded America.
Yeah,
Like this was
Y'all doing
the
smoke
signal
signals with pork is like.
it was bad.
It was like Paul Revere signal from the ocean. You could see this shit.
Letting all
but
the
yeah, we
vegans know what's about. It's like y'all need to run. No vegans
Dude.
allowed.
We survived. The pig did not.
The pig did not survive.
did not.
The pig went in the dumpster, and then I ran to the restaurant and grabbed as much pork as I could get so we could feed everybody the next day.
You cooked from like 4 a.m. on Saturday to straight through to like 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, it was a
You
lot.
cooked straight.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That's why y'all are the champs, man. Y'all are the champs.
Well, champs at something.
Hey, who's on y'all's meat Rushmore when it comes to barbecue? Like who inspires you? Who tickles your fancy?
Well, out east, there's two that jump out immediately without saying three, really. You start with Tuffy Stone, and then Tuffy's tree of knowledge, kind of like the Belichick tree of coaching. Tuffy's tree has Childs Cridlin from Wolf's Revenge, and we've already brought up Luke Darnell several times. I mean, they're like Yoda and Qui-Gon. Luke, we're nerds. What can I say?
Yeah.
But they're the big guys out here, and so for us, they got to be on Mount Rushmore for sure.
And I think our fourth, a good buddy of ours. It's kind of hard. It'd be a big toss up for us. Can you put two people on that fourth one?
I mean, you can do a Siamese head, I guess.
Okay. Well, Urkel, Sheila from Uncle Pigs. He's.
Yeah, I guess he's okay.
People don't know when he's there. All of a sudden, they find out he's there. And then Kerry Chastain's been doing this thing longer than all of us combined, and he has a lot of knowledge. And so we regularly reach out to Kerry and ask a question and get a great answer.
Kerry's an amazing cook, and he always hear his name down here in the South, and also is a big fan of Waffle House, just like myself. So
he's a Wahoo guy.
He is a Waffle House fan. We have had an all-star breakfast together, so that's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say.
As long as he's not into the
Okay.
Huddle House, we'll be okay.
Oh no, we're not. We'll slum it down there. No, we're Waffle
No
House.
Huddle
snobs.
House.
We are Waffle
That's
House
right.
snobs. No.
But man, of course, for y'all, man, before we get if y'all could give one advice to a backyard guy looking to go pro, what would be the one piece of advice of a fellow backyarder trying to move up?
The number one thing I would say is take a class and make sure that you get some idea of how to switch from what you do to what it is that you need to do. It's not changing anything that you do. It's how to adapt what you do. That would be my number one thing. But I mean, there's a million things I would say.
Right.
Not a million. A couple. There would be a handful of things I would say.
I would say don't let the money stop you. The chance of recuperating that money is way better if you just go ahead and go out there and give it a whirl. If you win in the pros, if you win a 5th place call, that could pay for your contest right there. Maybe not all the meets and all the gas, but it really helps out when you can hear your name called. And I think that's more likely in the pros because there's more meets and more opportunities to hear your name called. So I think the number one thing that holds people back from the jumping from backyard to pros is the money. And
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Don't let the money hold you back. Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys froze up there a little bit.
No, you're good. You're good.
imagine that.
We're
need to
in
get
the
off the-
country.
Y'all need to get off. Y'all need to sell some more ribs, man, so you got that Hughes neck.
God.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Answers, man. We appreciate for that.
No, hey, let me ask y'all one question though, and this is something that me and AJ and a lot of the other backyard guys talk about. And you guys come from a backyard background. That's why I love you guys so much. You guys are us. Just you've taken the step, and we haven't yet. But I mean, what do you think that why do you think? Yeah, I agree. They're like, nope. He is gonna ask. He's gonna ask us questions. I don't know if this show's gonna make the podcast. I don't know if it's gonna make the Apple out there.
You wow.
I'm gonna have these guys come down to my house and we're gonna do a Heath Riles episode. Y'all quit running, man. Y'all
Go ahead. Ask the question.
Y'all are like Taylor Swift and ex-boyfriends. You just gotta just quit walking away.
Be like, nope, net.
What was the question, man?
Shit, I don't know, man. You keep running away.
Sorry.
I know. Here you go. Y'all are messing up my flow so hard. No, man. So y'all come from the backyard level, kind of like we do. You got you cut your teeth in the backyard. Why do you think backyard sometimes gets the disrespect from some of the pro guys? I feel like we get, maybe you don't, maybe that's not your experience, but for me, it's like sometimes it's like, why are you still in the backyard? Why don't you jump pro? Why don't you do this or something like that? Like, why don't you think backyard gets the respect that they deserve? Because especially with especially some of these contests, 15th place pro gets $200 and a ginormous trophy. 3rd place backyard gets a ribbon and a gift card to Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I mean that's just that's a reflection on the entry fees.
No. We pay the same amount per protein as proteins do.
Not for protein, but if you look at the amount, we pay $350. I mean, I get what you're saying on per protein, but if we pay $350 and you pay $150.
175. Some of these back. I mean, like the invitational, we paid $350. I think
$350, I believe,
for backyard.
Yeah, but if $125 or $150 is holding you back, you shouldn't be in competition barbecue. Competition barbecue is expensive as it gets, and that's why we're out here plugging our sponsors. That shouldn't be the last
It's
thing.
it's not the money per se. It's more so like the respect. Like I feel like, and this is definitely not an attack to you guys because you guys have been in the same situations we've been in. But some of these contests, like pro teams, they get called out top 15, and then you get to the backyard, they're like top 5. I'm like,
yeah. I don't know if that's a reflection on the money, but it could be a reflection on the amount of teams that are doing it. Like, oh, here we fucking go.
That's funny. It's funny.
Well, I think the only thing, if I tell a backyarder, hey man, you can go pro, it's that I really think they should have the belief in themselves to go out there and hang with us. They can cook as well.
Yeah,
as
I think
us.
a lot of the time when I say, man, you got to go pro, it's because I want you to be hanging out with me more often.
Right.
oh man, I love you boys. I love hanging out with you guys. But no, I agree. Like I love AJ. I love all my little Alabama and Tennessee crew. If me and AJ talked all the time, man. Whenever everybody jumps, we're jumping too. It's not AJ and Alabama guys, especially like it's harder for them because there's not as many teams. I quit. Not as many teams as the other people or other states. Like Tennessee has a lot more pro, more central located. But I mean, I don't know. Like, so what is like the pro comps close to you, AJ?
The closest one would be Madison Road. It's at the Madison. It's probably 30 minutes from my house, but it's in October. All the rest of them is like 2-3 hours away.
All right, so how many pro contests are within 4 hours of you? Because I mean that's average of what I drive.
I would say 6. Count Georgia, count Georgia, count Georgia and Tennessee, and about 6 or 8.
6 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna donate to. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for your internet bill.
GoFundMe.
All right. I see the respect you give to the Heath Riles pod versus this one. I see.
Hey, look, man, just bring me to your house.
I will gladly bring you to your house, and you stay on afterwards. I want to talk to you about that. All
right.
But no, man, let's move on before you log out on me again. Now it's that sound lets you know that it is time for the Brothers Q Barbecue Supply Lightning Round, brought to you by Brothers Q Barbecue Supply for all your barbecue supply needs. Also brought to you by Spring Mountain Farms and Good Charcoal Company. Check out the Good Charcoal Company for all your good charcoal needs. Are you kidding me? Did that on purpose?
Hey.
Woo!
You better get it out.
For the Ric Flair. Woo! All right, here we go. I got 6 questions. Y'all draw your data. All right, here we go. This is the Brothers Q Barbecue Lightning Round. So, I'm gonna ask you like 6 questions. Just give me some quick answers. Don't think too hard. Here we go. What is your favorite thing to cook at the house? Steak. All right. What beach or mountain vacation?
Mountains.
Beach.
Thank you. All right. What is one thing that you always have with you in your cook trailer that and you can't say your Thermopin?
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes. I thought you were gonna say your bidet. By the way, this guy has a keg urinal in his trailer and it is fucking awesome. All right. If you guys have a walk-up song, what is it?
Smooth Up In You by the
Bullet Boys.
Yes.
No, that's incorrect, sir. The correct answer is the Transformer theme song from the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
Robots in Disguise.
Smooth Up In Ya.
Shit. All right. Of all the rubs that you use and or are sponsored by, what is your favorite and what is your least favorite?
Heath Riles Competition is our favorite. Our least favorite
is Heath Riles Apple Rub. Next question.
All right. Who is your big. So when you show up to a competition, who is the guy that you see roll up and you're like, shit, he's here?
All of them.
Nope. Little less political. Give me specifics. They're doing this on purpose, AJ.
Miss Billion
Yeah.
Meatworks.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
Miss Billion Meatworks.
they know how to
Fair
guess.
enough. Fair enough. All right, man. Out of the brothers, which one is the best cook and best lover
Jason.
on both aspects?
Did we freeze?
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah.
Yep, both aspects. I am terrible at everything.
Subpar. Fair enough. All right, man. Before you guys log out on me again, for the fifth time, what this is the time of the show where you give all your plugs. Give everybody. You know what? Fuck it. All right, man. That is our show, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I promise to bring you a more professional show next time. But AJ, before we log off, make sure to log in, like I said, or sign up for the Bob and Mo Barbecue Show. Yeah, Bob and Mo Barbecue Show coming here in Nashville or Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Make sure to sign up for that class. There's still time left. And yeah, man. Hey, I guess we got Ditto coming up next weekend, right? That's gonna be this weekend. Yep, this weekend. And I guess that's it, man.
We got a break to Seville. If you're doing that one, then I'm done until September.
Yep. So I promise you, next episode is gonna be a doozy. We got Andy Lujan from the Pitmasters podcast. Also joining us is going to be Rusty Monson from ex-host of the Pitmasters pod. And AJ will not be with us because he will be in the House of Mouse. But we will be back next week. So check us out. It's going to be a fun time bringing all the juicy stuff. So, man, until next time, make sure you're always right on cue.
That's all, folks.